Hello, my name is Tina Tate, and I am the host of Retire Purposefully. I have written this book called The Art of Retirement, Opening the Next Door, and it is about how to repurpose your life in retirement. And my goal is to help you find how you can repurpose your life in retirement and by hearing other people. And so today I have my dear friend, Marty Ellis. Hi,
Hi.
Marty.
Hello.
Let's do cheers because I love to start that way. Cheers.
Cheers. You.
And so Marty is visiting here in Florida for a few days. And I said, hey, we need to find out how you have repurposed your life. It may help somebody else. So to start, Marty, would you be willing to tell us a little bit about like how you started, first of all, with your family and in education and your career? Just tell us a little bit about all
Sure.
that. Mhm.
So, I have a husband. His name is George,
Right.
and we've been married 47 years. And we have two adult children, a daughter and a son.
Okay.
And our daughter has two children. So they're two boys that are 12 and 10.
Wow, they're that old already?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we are blessed that we live 5 miles from
Hmm.
them. Our son actually lives there too and helps out and lives with them. And so, yeah, that's our family and my career.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about I know you were an early child educator. We actually
Hmm.
worked together in a Christian
Hmm.
school
Hmm.
and we went to the same church. So we're really kindred spirits. We have a lot of similarities in different ways.
Hmm.
So tell us a little bit about how you got started in education. Did somebody mentor you into that, or how did you know that's what you wanted to do?
Well, it happened actually quite easily for
Hmm.
me. I went to a great church in the city of Chicago, and there were two ladies that were single. They were single their whole life,
Wow.
and they owned a preschool,
Hmm.
and it was a wonderful preschool. And they hired a lot of people from our church because they knew they could hire Christians.
Mm.
And so when I was 14, they asked me if I wanted to work there, and I started. They both did things in the church, in the school for the every day, like
Okay.
they worked 12-hour days. So one of them ran a day camp in the summer. So I worked
Mhm.
with her and we would go on field trips every day. Let me tell you,
Wow.
I slept good at night those
Hmm.
nights,
Yes.
but I learned a lot and they taught me the love for children. So I
Mm.
started with the day camp and eventually I became a teacher's assistant, would
Mm.
help with various teachers and it was just great. It was
Yeah.
long days, but they taught me one of the main things they taught me was great work ethic.
And Marty has a very,
Mhm.
very wonderful work
Well,
ethic.
they
She's
worked
very
12
loyal,
hours a day, 12
very
hour
loyal.
days. And so it was great.
Hmm.
They role modeled spiritual truths to me,
Hmm.
but many great ways just to engage and help 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds
Wow.
uh, in the learning process.
That's so
So,
important that those early years are so important in a child's life,
right.
aren't they?
Yeah.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah. So I worked there till I was ready to go to college. And I thought,
Hmm.
well, I'll take early childhood. So I
Hmm.
went to college, a junior college, but it was great. All of your classes are just
Mm.
poured into that particular degree. And
Yeah.
so I learned so many great things at the school too.
Mm.
And I was telling Tina, when I graduated, it was bicentennial year,
Mm.
1976.
Hmm.
And when you did your student teaching, you had to pick a theme. And so I'm going to pick the bicentennial. And so my boss, having that great work ethic, she helped me. And so as a female, she knew how to do hard work. So I asked her if she'd make a go-kart. So she built a real go-kart. It
Oh
worked and
my
everything.
word, a real
Yeah,
go-kart?
and I
Woo.
brought it to school, to my college,
I bet they loved it.
and the students for a large motor class, we painted it red, white, and blue and
Oh,
put streamers on it. And
oh,
it was great. It was a great way to end that college part of it.
Right.
Yeah. And then
Right.
they hired me as a teacher. I was their pre-kindergarten teacher
Nice.
and worked there. I got married soon after that too,
Mhm.
and had my family.
Great. And then you stayed home for a little bit after that.
Right. I stayed home for
Mhm.
5 years. Our kids are 3 years apart, so I stayed home for those five
Mhm.
years. And then
Mhm.
God opened a door for a
Woo.
job. A
Love
job.
those doors opening.
Exactly. He literally did. And it was at a great Christian school that was not far from our home.
Mhm.
And interviewed, and I was a teacher's assistant again. And
Great.
so it worked out. And so that was my career at that
Mhm.
Christian school
Mhm.
for 29 years.
29 years, people.
Yeah.
29 years in one school. Isn't that not long?
Yep. Yep.
Tenacity. That's
Yeah.
what it takes.
Yeah.
And loyalty and faithfulness and just think about all the lives that you've impacted and all the children that you taught about the Bible and about God and about she's a very good reading teacher and oh that's wonderful. 29
It was
years.
great. It was really
Yeah.
great.
And then you also had a tutoring program there,
Right.
right?
And
Hmm.
then I still kept um, subbing there in the preschool and some older grades too.
Mm.
And then the principal asked me to consider running a tutoring program for
Mm.
some of the lower grades. And so I did it. One year, another teacher came alongside me and helped. And I learned from the public school district too, many things there.
Nice.
But it was great. And
Hmm.
yeah, it was a great experience.
Great. And so when did you know it was time for you to retire?
It was time for me to retire from that school after those 29 years. It actually did close.
Okay.
And so I don't
Well,
think,
that's a closed door.
yeah, it was definitely a closed door, a literal door, to be
Mhm.
honest, of the school. And there were some tears shed, for many
Yes,
teachers
yes.
because
Oh,
it
absolutely.
wasn't just a job. We were family to each other.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
felt like my car just drove me there,
Yes,
to
yes,
that
yes.
same place.
Yeah, a lot of history
But
there.
yeah, but it was it was time. God
Mhm.
made a change for many of us there, and so
Right.
it was time to look somewhere else at that point.
Okay, okay. And you found somewhere else to work. It was kind of like a post-retirement job, just stepping into something different
Right.
because you weren't
Yes.
ready yet to totally retire.
No, no, I wasn't. I love the children.
Yeah,
I love that
right.
age group, and
And
I
that's
had the degree.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And so a lot of people, that's what they do. They go into something similar to that
right,
after, and, from their big job into something different.
right.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you were there how many years?
I worked at that school 3 years,
Three
so
years.
it was a chain. They had
Hmm.
many schools in the Chicago suburbs and everything, but it was
Okay.
long days again. But it
Right.
was
Right.
good. It was
Oh,
good,
good.
but it was tiring,
Yes. Yes.
physically. When
Yes.
you're in early childhood, and it was daycare too there.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you're feeding lunch, you're doing naps, you're doing everything.
Everything. Everything.
So
I've
yeah,
been there. I know what
yeah,
that's
yes,
like.
you were.
Yeah. And once you retired, you knew, okay, I am done not having a flexible schedule, right? I'm
Right.
ready to retire, be with my husband. Was he retired at the time?
No,
No. Okay. But you poured more into your grandchildren,
right.
probably.
Yep.
Okay. Tell us
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think by the time that happened, they were probably in grade school by then.
Hmm.
But what I did do is I volunteered at their Christian school.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so
Nice.
when
What a
the
great
first
idea.
one was in kindergarten, I volunteered there in kindergarten
Yes.
and I loved it. Actually, I did actually work there. It's coming back to me. I actually did work there alongside one of the preschool teachers whenever she had to take a day off, then I
Oh,
would fill in there too.
perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
But it was a paid
Yeah.
position, but
Yeah.
I also loved it so much. I asked the kindergarten teacher who knew me,
Hmm.
and so I said, do you need help? And oh yeah.
Good.
And I'm still helping her now. So yeah,
Oh, that
yeah,
is so important and so great. And so how wonderful that, it's like right around the corner probably from your house,
yeah,
right? Five
yeah,
minutes, 10
yeah,
minutes.
yeah,
That's great.
definitely.
Wow. And what would you say to retirees or people who are thinking about retiring as far as timing goes? Like, um, is there a piece of advice you would like to give people?
I would definitely say, as a Christian, give it to the Lord. You
Mhm,
know, pray about it.
mhm.
If you're not having peace in your current situation, maybe there's a reason.
There is a reason.
You know, and
Mhm,
so that helped me decide I
mhm.
was definitely not having peace
Yes,
at the end there.
yeah,
And so, but is it a different reason why you don't have peace, or is it spurred by God's direction?
right.
And so I prayed about it. My husband and I prayed about it. And so I would definitely say, when if you're thinking about it, pray about it and see if you're
Yeah.
having a peace about moving on.
Yes, and one thing that I tell people too is like write down some of the things that you really enjoyed about that job
Mm,
and your career and see how you can use that in different areas. Maybe it's volunteer, maybe it's um, paid at first, but whatever it is, there are other ways to use what you liked in your career in a different way and
yes.
repurpose that. So
Yep.
you've redecorated and then repurpose. And what about a favorite Bible verse? Can you tell us what that might be?
Yes, I can. It
Mm-hmm.
is Ephesians 3:20.
Mm-hmm.
God can do immeasurably more
Mm-hmm.
than you ask or imagine. An emphasis on immeasurably. I mean, he can
Immeasurable.
do more,
Mm-hmm.
and you can ask him and think about, imagine the best scenario you would like to have happen in a situation, and he can do more than that,
He can do.
right?
Yes, yes. Be a visionary and think about
Mm-hmm.
how the Lord can use that in your life. That is wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Marty. It's been so great spending time
Thanks for
with you
inviting
today.
me.
And I'm sure a lot of people will learn a lot about not only you, but about teaching, about things you can do after you're a teacher or with your grandchildren. And so we're so blessed to have you here. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Mhm. Bye bye.
Bye.